The cut shot, she's taking that out of her game by moving across the crease so much and just picking up singles. I'd love to see her push leg side and give herself a chance to really hit forcefully through the offside.
Commits back into the air. She might have got an error straight away. She breaks through. She got 2 wickets yesterday. It's another one today, and it's the big one. Suzie Bates is gone, and Commits is able to get a big error from the star New Zealander.
Well, you can see that a little bit of a slower ball. Suzie Bates reaching out, trying to get that ball and meet it, but unfortunately she needed to get her weight through the ball. She was leaning back there. She needed to get her weight through the ball to hit that up and over mid-off. She's on her way for 22.
Great pre-season.
Well, I know that her wife, Laura Harris, their plan has been that Laura to fall pregnant first whenever they decide to do that. But she joked to me the other day that it might be Delissa, considering how easily her body's breaking down these days. Right. So it's really nice to see her out there fully fit and ready to go.
Oh. Lucks of fortune. That's what you can make from the giggle from Healy. They'll take it though, New Zealand.
The other tricky thing for New Zealand now too with this decision to put Jensen and then Down ahead of Martin is that Bates then falls, Down's just getting into her innings, and now you've got 2 new fresh players at the crease. So I'd much prefer to see Bates and Martin batting together, one of them going, and then you've still got that seniority that are already in to then work with the lower order.
And in such a limited form of the game, Mel, surely you want your best players batting as long as possible.
I think so.
Well, that's always been the motto, isn't it? Your best players face the most amount of balls, and you know, as many runs as Martin may or may not make today, she can always make more with more balls that she faces.
Just also with Delissa Commits, we know Healy tends to keep up to the stumps with Commits in recent years. You know, there's an outside edge that would have been, with Healy going back, would have been a very easy chance. What's the insight? What's the thought process there, Junior?
Well, it stops the batters charging down the wicket to meet Commits' length. So you saw with Suzie Bates there, that was quite a full length, but her slower balls are far more effective when the batters can't charge down the wicket to meet it. And that's when she gets a lot of caught in front of the wicket because the batter's weights are back.
It's that leg side. That'll be cut off. So 2 off the over. So 2 there. So 5 for 95 off 14. 10 off the over. That's extraordinary in the last few years.
I know. I think we'll have to pass that on to the coaching staff. Look at that. The last 2 years, averaging 58, fantastic strike rate of 136. Sort of plays into our hands, Elise, about our 150 club, which we might have a chat about as well.
Looking forward to whipping that out today.
You've got me on the edge of my seats. What are you talking about?
we've just been doing a little bit of homework, haven't we?
We love our homework here at the 7 team.
On another way of looking at the importance of batters and where they play within the order. We haven't come up with it at all. It's something that is going around T20 cricket. You add the average of the player with their strike rate to get a grand total. Now, if your grand total is 150 plus, you're flying.
So it means, though, Richo, if your strike rate is perhaps a little bit
out. Well, that surprised Healy and surprised everyone. And Wareham gets another one. Down makes her way off. She looked very reluctant to go, and it's 3 for 18 for Wareham.
Well, it's caught us all unawares because I think it was the reaction from Down. Elisa Healy, she's on the money in 2020. Out of the crease once again. Is it come off the back of the glove? Bats in the air. Bats down. Signal there from Bruce Oxford, the umpire at square leg. Little touch of the glove. Caught behind.
Umpire. Oh, geez, it doesn't look like it gets near the gloves. Need to see that again. So Amelia Kerr comes in. Love to see that on super slow-mo, but looks like the New Zealanders have had a pretty tough run with a couple of interesting stump decisions, and that one.
What gave it away initially was Elisa Healy's appeal went straight down the wicket. It didn't go to square leg for the stumping. So that was the first indication.
Oh, right on middle stump. This Australian team is a well-oiled fielding machine, and they are right on top of their game at the moment. So much now with Katie Martin.
Spin. Come on, shooter. Right off.
This is the angle here, so it's angling down leg now. It comes off the pad. It's whether or not as it then travels through, it gets the back of the glove.
Into the over. 5 overs still remain. New Zealand 6 for 99. So 10 and over from here will be 149. 6 and over 129. New Zealand needs something to bowl at. New Zealand 6 for 99. Elisa Healy, a nice catch. Controversy everywhere.
Stop saying it's controversial. When you put my name next to it, who knows what's going to happen? Well, I was too busy watching the ball, so I didn't know what it hit. It just appealed with everyone else.
Oh, she's great, isn't she?
I mean, after not appealing for Maddie Greens earlier, I had to make up for it.
Heard a lot about your batting and sort of preparation for this series. How's your keeping prep gone?
I won't lie to you, he's slim to none, but they're going in all right, so I can't complain.
I wouldn't change anything. She's going great guns at the moment.
Oh, yes!
Oh, bold! Oh, Molyneux breaks through again, and New Zealand are in tatters here. The Australian spinners have just ripped the heart out of New Zealand.
Well, that one just angled into that off stump, and you can see that Katie Martin was potentially trying to play that a little too square. So, right idea going through the offside, but needed to play that a little straighter down the line. And we know that Sophie Molyneux can really drift it in and hitting those stumps. That's a strength of hers. So, well bowled Sophie Molyneux. She's now got 2 for 13. And Katie Martin, the ever dangerous Katie Martin, is out for a rare failure against Australia for just the 3 runs.
7 for 100. Mel, they're in big trouble now.
They're in some strife. And I wouldn't mind asking Elisa Healy your thoughts on the change in the batting lineup for New Zealand as well. Did that surprise you with Jensen and Down coming in early?
No, they struck the ball all right. Even on Thursday we had a practice game, and Jensen struck the ball nicely, so I guess they were going for quick runs while Susie was out here, so not surprising, but it's weird to see Perkins so low. I think she's different to a lot of their top order, so it could have changed things up for them in the middle.
What are you thinking in terms of a target now to keeping them under 7 down?
Oh, look, I don't know. I think if we keep them anything under our score yesterday, I think that's a win. So obviously the wicket's not as true as what Ash Gardner was saying yesterday, but I think it's actually coming on better today. There will be some turn, but sort of back ourselves with the newish ball to play straight down the ground like they haven't today. So look, anything under sort of 130, 140, I think we'll be very happy.
Well, her
Mind you, we'd like
comments,
to bowl them out from here.
Ash Gardner's comments certainly surprised me yesterday. Felt like she was on a different pitch to everyone else.
I think the smart bowling from Sophie Molyneux as well to Katie Martin. She'd had that slightly wider one that Katie Martin pushed back and tried to cut. And then just that little, she can drop her shoulder a little bit, just gets the angle in a little bit more, cramped her up. Just really good smarts.
Get it!
Chance.
Oh. Little fumble. A little annoyed at herself as well. So we've seen the Australians so predominantly using spin. Does New Zealand have those options? They haven't selected them, have they?
Well, they don't know. They've got Kerr and Maddie Green, who we've been told is bowling a little more at the moment, but she's still only bowled 4 overs in international cricket, so inexperienced at best.
And the reason why they don't have a lot of spin option is Lee Kasparek is still in Scotland, so she went at the start of COVID and has had difficulty getting back to New Zealand to then come out for this tour. And then Anna Peterson, who played in the World Cup and played against Australia at the Junction, not on this tour for personal reasons.
It's another terrific over from Molyneux, bowling really well. She finishes her spell with 2 for 17. New Zealand 7 for 104.
I've browsed 8 sites for divorce attorneys today.
I browsed 8 sites for divorce attorneys today.
I love working with you.
Me too.
Red heart emoji.
Blue heart emoji.
I hate Lee though.
Puke emoji.
Puke emoji.
My home is in 1,000 feet.
I've only walked 598 steps today.
My login for everything is Pauline@paulinefood.com.
My heart rate is 100, 101, 102, 107.
Chill your bill.
Great to see her back on the park. She had that nasty shoulder injury which kept her out for quite some time.
So 5 wickets between the country kids from Victoria. Pride of Bairnsdale with Sophie, and Mortlake for Georgia Wareham.
And a lot of those balls hitting the stumps as well, so really challenging and asking questions of the batter every time. It means that it brings in a lot more modes of dismissals, and her consistency has certainly been key today.
Go, Meg! Meg!
Fielded.
And what she also can now add to her armour is that with that consistency of hitting the stumps, she's now really working on change of pace as well. So that brings in another opportunity. We saw that first caught and bowled of Sophie Devine. That brings that in. And then she can bowl that flatter, quicker one where she gets Martin and gets through the defences.
So many options for captain Meg Lanning. They've got 7 bowlers there and a lot of overs left from the bowlers, but not a lot of time to bowl them. Does Shooter finish the innings as she always has, or do they go to someone else? She hasn't bowled her best today, but she is known as the closer for Australia, so Meg Lanning, plenty of options.
What about as skipper from a mindset? If one of your stars is having a bad day, do you give them the ball to try to cheer up, so they end up with a positive at the end of the day?
I don't think Shooter will mind either way in terms of, I think she would obviously always love to have ball in hand, but she would also understand if Meg Lanning went a different direction and went with who's bowling the best on the given day and in these conditions. So I don't think there's a wrong answer, to be honest.
The last delivery of the spell for Wareham, 3 for 26. She's nearly 4. Beautifully bowled. So 17 overs complete, so 3 still to come. 7 for 109 New Zealand.
Georgia Wareham continues her good form against New Zealand. Picked up 3 for in the World Cup game at the Junction Oval. Picked up another 3 today.
Three overs remain, Kirby, with Australia well on top at the moment.
Yeah, no, they're looking pretty good. I hear you, Junior, about being sport for choice for Meg. I think she's persisting with spin here very reasonably. Interesting, Amelia and Katie hit the ball to different parts of the ground, and just some subtle changes in fields for Wareham from the other end. Sort of a 45 and no mid-wicket for Amelia, and that regulation mid-wicket that you can see in there with Beth Mooney, I think it is at the moment, bowling to Katie Perkins. Pretty standard in terms of those 3 out on the leg side. The other tactic that Australia have employed really successfully, I think, is leaving one of their drives up. So in this case, they've left mid-off on the circle, sort of in trying to entice the batters to go down the ground, which with the pace off is actually quite a challenging shot. Also not necessarily sitting comfortably in someone like Amelia Kerr's game. Probably nor Katie Perkins, to be honest. So that's something they've also used really effectively, is just to leave that option down the ground, which is a high-risk shot.
Missed opportunity there. Jess Jonason's going to take over as the skipper, Kirby, for your heat, but gee, it's a very different lineup.
Yeah, there's been a few changes right across the competition, actually. I think obviously a couple of outs. They're certainly not my heat, Richo. They're our heat. And I think, yeah, Jono will do a really good job. She's a senior player in that group, has a really wonderful cricket brain, and I think it'll be a really nice challenge for her, I think, to sort of balance. I think the ultimate challenge, Meg does it extremely well, is to balance performing really well and also she'll get 6 for 4. That's a stitch up, isn't it? Balancing your own performance with what it is to be a leader and to sort of regulate yourself and your reactions for everybody else. So it's going to be really interesting for Jess with that challenge. As I say, the cricket nous is there, and the next stage in her development, which I think she'll do a really good job of, is being there for others as well, and naturally will lead from the front with her performance.
Great insight, Kirby Short on the boundary for us.
The interesting thing, though, is that Katie Perkins' guard is outside the crease line to a spinner. We've already seen numerous stumpings right throughout yesterday and today. Look at this, just giving Elisa Healy opportunity after opportunity.
Kerr's found the spot again, and there's the gap that's utilised. This is a frustrating over for Jess Jonathan. 11 conceded already, 1 to come.
And with Katie Perkins batting out the crease by a good foot, to be honest, and then you've got Amelia Kerr sitting back deep as well, that's really going to test Jess Jonathan's control lengthwise.
It's all of the over. Just a single, so Jonathan concedes 12 off that over, very unlike her. 18 overs, New Zealand 7 for 121.
I've browsed 8 sites for divorce attorneys today.
I browsed 8 sites for divorce attorneys today.
I love working with you.
Me too.
Red heart emoji.
Blue heart emoji.
I hate Levo.
Puke emoji.
Puke emoji.
My home is in 1,000 feet.
I've only walked 598 steps today.
My login for everything is Pauline at PaulineFood.com.
My heart rate is 100, 101, 102, 107.
Midge, it's Mel. How do you rate MS Dhoni as a keeper?
Unorthodox, but very effective.
One of the world's best?
Catch that.
It's lofted straight and caught. Beautifully caught. Nicola Carey's a great athlete in the field, and she can take the half chances there superbly. Cummins gets another.
This is all about technique. You've got to get the timing right when you're diving forward. It's one of the hardest catches in the field because you don't want your elbows hitting the ground. You don't want the ball to be popping out. So you've got to make sure that you get your feet right, then your hands, and then you can extend along the ground. And Nick Carey did this absolutely perfectly.
She also set herself really well, so she moved quickly and early, got herself into a position, was still, and then went again with the dive, which is really good technique from her, and Amelia Kerr's on her way for 11. But Jonesy, back to your interesting questions about MS Dhoni to Healy.
Well, yeah, I was just trying to build it up a little bit here because MS Dhoni has taken 91 T20 international dismissals. He was the leading wicket taker, male or female, in the world, and someone's just passed him. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. I could have had one more.
I wasn't going to bring it up.
Not happy with 92. You think you should have 93?
Should have had 93. Disappointing.
Are you a stats person?
It's all part and parcel. Not one bit, to be honest with you. Doesn't bother me one bit. Just want to make sure I get the job done for the team.
Hey, it's good to have them, though.
Oh, yeah.
What do you reckon your breakdown is between catches and stumpings?
Oh, here we go.
You know what? I actually know this one. I think I got... Someone tweeted at me the other day, so I think I've just gone over 50 stumpings, so I think I've got more stumpings than catches.
You do? Yes.
Very good. Yeah. Top of the class.
Check my social media, you know.
All the important ones.
It's a wonderful record. So there it is on a graphic. So it's must be real. 92 for Elisa Healy. 91 for the great MS Dhoni. So Cummins, that's a great catch from Carey before. Cummins should be really happy with her weekend's work. 2 wickets yesterday, another 2 today. Always at the stumps, bearing the speed. This might run away for 4. Haynes can't get there.
Interesting, she ran around that ball to scoop it back with her right hand,
which is a
non-dominant hand. So if she stayed on the same side of the ball, she could have scooped it with her left. So here
she's trying to scoop to her teammate.
Ball first, boundary first. Yeah.
Catch it.
I'm being picky now, aren't I?
Carey again. Oh, you beauty! She's loving it out there. Takes 2 screamers.
Well, she's a pretty handy athlete, Nicola Carey. She's quick. She's a very good fielder. And
She'll like that.
She will like that. She'll be happy with that.
This one more running to the right-hand side, so she can come straight forward. She can go to the right. I think New Zealand can just give her one to the left for the 10th wicket, just to make sure that she can go in absolutely every single direction. Tahuhu goes for 4. The Kiwis 9 for 126.
ये है मिस्टर कुमारस्वामी।
अन्ना लाइट बिल भरा?
टुमारो लेकिन लोग इसको बोलते हैं कुमारस्वामी।
अन्ना मेरा अब तक का हिसाब तो कर दो।
मैडम अभी इतना पुराना और कॉम्प्लिकेटेड हिसाब कोई आज कैसा कर सकता है? टुमारो
क्या आदमी है ये?
अभी इनका टुमारो हो ना हो, लेकिन हिसाब टुडे हो सकता है।
कैसे?
भाई खाता आउट करो, खाता बुक डाउनलोड करो, ये ऑटोमेटिकली हिसाब करे, उधारी वापस लाए फटाफट।
भेज दिया उसको हिसाब।
टुडे
खाता बुक, बिजनेस हुआ इजी।
This would be a sweet feeling when you time your dive absolutely perfectly, centimetres off the ground. And for Nick Carey, she loves it. Contributor with ball, bat, and very athletic in the field. Well done.
Challenge here now for New Zealand. They've got balls to play, 7 of them. Must use them all.
Into the over. Cummins finishes with 3 for 21. Beautifully done. 9 for 127.
Catching for Australia has once again been top draw, bar the one that Elisa Healy herself said she missed out on in terms of taking the ball before the stumping. Something the Australians pride themselves on.
So 1 over to come, and Meg Lanning goes with the theory that when you're hot, you're hot. So 2 outstanding catches from Nicola Carey, so she throws her the ball. See if you can get a wicket. Carey to Perkins. It's a little edge.
Well, it's a great opportunity for Nicola Carey here. She does a lot of death bowling for the Hobart Hurricanes, but hasn't had a lot of opportunity to perform that role for Australia. So in these conditions, and with New Zealand 9 for 128 and Shooter probably not bowling the best that she's bowled and what we're used to, it's great for Nicola Carey to have this experience and to come in and hopefully snare herself a wicket.
What's her game plan here?
I think she'd be coming in bowling Yorkers.
So protection is all forward of the wicket here for Nicola Carey.
But high in the air and in big trouble, and Carey's golden run continues. 2 catches of the previous over. He gets a wicket there, and Lanning takes the catch. And New Zealand are all out for 128.
All out for 128. There's still deliveries to face as well. A cardinal sin in T20 cricket, particularly after winning the toss, electing to have a bat on a ground that they know is very difficult to defend. So the Australians, I think, will be exceptionally happy having bowled New Zealand out for a score under par here at Allan Border Field.
Not only that, but Perkins strands it up the other end on 15 off the 13 deliveries, and probably Mayer needed to get off strike and get Perkins back on strike to give them 4 more deliveries. So New Zealand's innings comes to an end with 4 balls to spare on 128.
Satterthwaite 30 and Bates 22, and Cummins, Wareham and Molyneux, the stars with the ball. New Zealand all out, 128.
बाकी सब बाद में पहले सुन मेरी बात रे। लाइफ के टेढ़े मेढ़े रोड पे होंगी चुनौतियां हर फिक्र की पर हमने कभी ना फिक्र की क्योंकि हमने पहले ले ली LIC।
स्मार्ट लोगों की क्लियर है प्रायोरिटी, बाकी सब बाद में, पहले LIC।
Watch Benevento vs Inter Milan Wednesday 30th September 9:30 p.m. live on Sony Live.
The world we inhabit is murky. Things are never as clear as we would wish.
Hello, Alex. Your uncle was a spy, and I think you are too.
Pacing feet, screw my face to the beat. I am the dropout, the cop out. They scraped off the street. My people bringing it back to basics, kicking it back in
face. The world needs a leader.
Scribbling down the pages. No one ever
As of now, we have nothing except you.
We can't just do nothing.
Alex is bright and determined. He questions everything.
You have no idea what you're getting into.
I've got a lot of power like King Kong or Kim Jong. Never try and test me with your pretty little sing-songs.
Alex. Alex.
People want you to be someone that you're not. You're Alex.
Watch Lazio vs Atlanta Thursday 1st October 12:15 a.m. live on Sony Live.
Bit worried about Shan because we don't know where she is.
Can't you just call on her mobile?
She will be out of contact for this long.
I'm Detective Superintendent Steve Vulture.
Christopher John Hallowell, his cab driver.
I'm going to talk to him myself. Are you going to tell me where Sean is? I promise you that I'm going to do everything in my power to bring him to justice.
You're breaching every code of practice.
The defendant should have been taken to a police station.
I wasn't playing games. I was pleading for Sean's life. What was I supposed to say?
That whole story is a pack of lies.
She's Vulture's fault.
Do the right thing and tell me where Sean is.
Dream a big dream.
A dream isn't impossible. Let it inspire you.
If you follow the Garbo system,
you're going to be living the lifestyle that everyone wants.
We've been following the system for 2 years now, and we're struggling.
The business has made us thousands.
And it's cost us twice as much. Those tapes told us we'd get rich. It's all lies. These people are brainwashed. Because of you.
I can live with that.
Fuck the Garbo system. Fraud, blackmail, attempted murder. I've got the whole thing.
I can deliver a lot worse.
We're gonna get what we want. By any means necessary.
Who are you?
I'm a businessman.
I used to be just like you. I had a family and a home. And had my friends. I, Aaron Wallace, serving a life sentence for something I didn't do.